equals 3 studios.
Top 6!
Hey guys, so I was being super nostalgic the other day and I was watching my very first episode of Top 6, lipstick. Tone it down. But also it was about sex facts, and I was thinking that there's so much to cover about sex, like it really influenced history in some cases and even changed the world. So let's take a look at that, the power of sex.
Number 6.
The Monica Lewinsky scandal. So everyone had heard about presidents having mistresses and fooling around in the White House, like JFK, Marilyn Monroe is a famous one. But until this point, it never had really been publicly discussed. But then President Bill Clinton had an affair with intern Monica Lewinsky, and suddenly everybody was talking about sex in the White House. Oh my. Miss Lewinsky had only worked in the White House for a short period of time before she was moved to the Pentagon because people noticed she was getting too close to good old Bill. There was a lot of speculation going on, but then Linda Tripp, who was Monica's frenemy, recorded conversations where Monica was describing her sexual relations with the president. Sex in the White House? Remember, kids, don't talk about having affairs with the president over the phone. Monica became a household name and was used as fodder on like all the late night talk shows. And Bill Clinton was impeached by the House of Representatives under 2 charges, perjury and obstruction of justice. None of the charges stuck, earning him the name Slick Willie. Slick Willie? What's a willy? Old Bill is famous for saying,
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Old Slippy Dick. Slippy Dick. Because it's Bill is not Dick, right? It's Willie. What's Dick a nickname for?
Richard.
Oh yeah, Dick Nixon. Tricky Dick. A lot of dicks in the White House.
Number 5.
The Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson sex tape. Ow. Behold, the birth of the modern sex tape. Yeah, sorry Kim, Paris, and the girl from 16 and Pregnant. These were the original sex tape gangsters. So, way back in the 90s, in the time of the video cassette, Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson went on a honeymoon, and they filmed that honeymoon. Everything on that honeymoon. Oh, paddleboarding. Long walks on the beach. Everything. Hand holding. Sex. I'm talking about the sex. Then they went home and they lived happily ever after until someone stole the tape. So this was the first celebrity sex tape to be majorly circulated, and it prompted other wannabes, like the people I mentioned at the beginning. I suggest to get famous, just work really hard and keep your clothes on. Doing something brilliant that does not involve anal, I don't know.
Number 4.
Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. At least there's no dirty words in this title. Henry VIII, major player. Like, swipe left on that shit because you don't want to date him. He's also dead. Like, literally, like, girls lost their heads for him. Literally, like, they were beheaded. So Henry was married to Queen Catherine, but he was sleeping with Anne Boleyn, and he wanted to be with her. He wanted to, like, make Anne his wife. But he was already married. Side note, Henry had already hooked up with Anne's sister, Mary. Weird. Played by Scarlett Johansson in the movie The Other Boleyn Girl. It's also a great novel by Philip Gregory. Read it. Sisters, no. Henry wanted to annul his marriage to Queen Catherine. He was like, didn't happen. And King Henry was like, yo, Pope, do me a solid and just let me get that good annulment on the marriage. And the Pope was like, nah, brah. The man upstairs says, ain't gonna fly. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Hashtag bye, Felicia. So basically, because of Anne, the Church of England broke away from Rome and was now under the king's control. Oh my. It's crazy. Like, the king ruled the church now, instead of the Pope in Rome ruling the church. It was insane. It's very exciting, guys, I know. I know you're very excited by this. All because of the sex. Side note, Anne was later beheaded for not producing a son, so she was also killed because of the sex. You live by the sex, you die by the sex.
Number 3.
Cleopatra and her sexual alliances. So Cleopatra formed sexual and political alliances with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony and completely changed history because of the sex. It's just a hypothesis. Cleopatra first aligned with Caesar. Yeah. Aligned, if you know what I mean. They had sex. Then she aligned with Mark Antony. Even while she was with Caesar, there was some like hardcore alignment going on. Her military alliances with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony were based on the sexual attraction and her supposed seduction techniques. If you're gonna use the sex to get things, it might as well be for big things, like Egypt. Do it, go have sex for Egypt. It's a new movement. I could use some of these seduction skills because I want an empire. I'm just asking to be a pharaoh. Is that too much to ask?
Number 2.
Alfred Kinsey and American sexology. It's a fun word, huh? Sexology. This guy Kinsey is widely regarded as the first figure in American sexology. Yeah. So he researched sex and showed that all forms and expressions of sex were natural and necessary. He's also the first person to look at female sexuality as a positive thing, and he published a book, Sexual Behavior in the Human Female. Not female sexuality. He released 2 books, Sexual Behavior in the Human Male in 1948, and then Sexual Behavior in the Human Female in 1953, and both reached bestseller lists, making him like sort of a celebrity. He studied sex scientifically and proved that it was a natural, necessary thing and not dirty and perverse. Kinsey was also one of the first people to say that homosexuality occurred naturally and wasn't some like mental illness. He developed the Kinsey scale to explore human sexuality. It was started at 0 as like super heterosexual to 6, which is super homosexual, and then proved that it can change. He started to discover that sexuality is fluid, like a river or an ocean, or all those other things that people sing about.
And number 1.
Internet porn. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. We can thank internet porn for a lot of the things that we do normally on the internet. Sex motivates people to figure shit out. It's responsible for the development of online payment systems, streaming video, broadband. Thanks to internet porn, I can stream music online and listen to my favorite songs about sex, like Blood Sugar Baby, Sex Magic. Bam, that's the Kelly Q answer. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Back in the 90s, Penthouse magazine was offering modems to people because it was the fastest way to access this dirty content. People didn't need fast streaming and lots of data. No one wanted to watch Seinfeld. No one was like, let me get a big modem so I can watch Seinfeld quicker. They were like, I need to see some boobs. Netflix and chill. You can thank porn for that.
Top 6.
So yeah, we all knew sex was great, but now you know that it is world changing and you're here because of it. So that should be enough. All right, guys, go have sex.
Thank you for watching this Equals 3 Studios production. To watch another episode, click here. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And now, I throw up. Oh, that's better.